Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to Control Joel 46, 47, doesn't matter. Um, we're analysing what is a revolution, and essentially a revolution is change. So if you were to change our current system of government from being parochial to global, and our current education system from being very expensive to being free, then one of the flaws, and I think one of the concerns of the representatives in government at this stage, is that historically they were dealing with an uneducated populace, and the average person was not aware or intelligent enough to provide legislation or social boundaries, and there was mob rule would have been a bad thing because you had an ignorant populace who didn't understand the issues at hand. Whereas these days, with free education and the finest forms of transferring information, we don't need to have an ignorant populace, and we certainly don't need representative government. And I don't need to vote to elect someone to represent my interests. I can vote myself. And that's what we do have. There is no change or no revolution that's needed. We haven't got to necessarily revolt or change drastically our lifestyles. All we need to do is vote with our feet and vote with our buying power. And if you buy genetically modified crops, then you're supporting companies like Monsanto who don't have the average individual's interests at heart and have slightly profit-orientated goals and monopoly-type goals on crops. Or if you, well, another example would be, there's a number of them, but that's the first one I thought of. But bottom line is, if you embrace change and you accept that there are certain aspects of our society that are, or certain members of our society that don't want change, and they're trying to potentially manipulate society to stay ignorant and not embrace a modern perspective on things through education and through I don't know, general awareness. But one of the things that will happen, guaranteed, is that things will change, and things are changing, and at a rate that is becoming more and more rapid. And I'm sitting in the Indian Ocean, or looking at the Indian Ocean, telling you about an idea through a technology that didn't exist 10 years ago, and certainly wasn't available to me a year ago. And that is change. And if you want to join the revolution, just embrace change. You don't have to necessarily go and stand outside St. Paul's Cathedral in London or join Occupy Wall Street. Just vote with your buying power. Vote with where you live. Vote with what you share with your friends online. And that will provide free education and awareness, and inherently life will change for all of us. I'm going to get old and die. This is a fact. That's a change from my current state. And as long as I embrace that change and control the change in my life on my terms, then it doesn't have to be a bumpy road. And the systems that are in place, like our existing education system or our existing military-industrial complex, if you want to call it that, where people are profiting from having war, well, that doesn't have to be the nature of the way things are at the moment. As long as everyone is educated and understands that that's not the right operating system, then the world will become a better place, and it is a better place than it was 200 years ago. There's undeniable fact that we live in a much better, healthier, more civil, more peaceful society for the most part. Not all over the world by any stretch, but certainly better than it was 200 years ago. Everyone on the planet is living better than they were 200 years ago in every single location. And that should be a huge source of hope. And it is the future. If we as a species become fully educated on global affairs and vote with our buying power and our with an educated mind, and support causes that don't necessarily chase profit but chase the better or enhancing of the world's environment, then the world will be and will continue to become a better place. And there's reason for great optimism in that. And I just wanted to share that thought with you. So again, like all of these posts, this is just an opinion. I'm not stating fact by any stretch, but it would be interesting to hear your perspective on it. So let me know what you think.